It's time for new metal album reviews.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Simone Mularoni from DGM, and you're listening to According to Metal.
That was Bringer of Pain, off of Bringer of Pain, Battle Beast's most recent album. And little background on Bringer of Pain, and Biv, I've never even told you this as far as my personal thoughts and how I kind of came into being a Battle Beast fan. But, you know, background about these guys is, I mean, they won, like, the Wacken Metal Battle of 2010. Like, there were hundreds of bands around the world. They won it at Wacken. So, I mean, if that tells you anything of, you know, the spotlight they were on, they're from Finland. So immediately, you know, people want to sign them, and they had a instant buzz right away based on that and that alone. And they're a female-fronted band. And you know how Biv and I typically feel about female-fronted bands. You know, if I want to listen to someone sing opera, then I'll listen to opera. I don't. I don't want to listen to that at all. However, like, Nora Lumio's voice reminds me a lot of, like, Ida Hochland, who's from Triosphere. You know, that kind of raspy, almost at times Dio sounding like sound, if that makes any sense. I know it's a stretch, but if you can think of a female Dio, you almost get that vibe from Ida and from Nora. So, you know, when I first heard Let It Roar, which was, 2013, I think, I listened, and that's the title track off of the album, Let It Roar, from Battle Beast. I must have listened to that song hundreds of times that year. Like, it is such a great song, and I just couldn't stop listening. It's super catchy, and you get this vibe where Battle Beast is kind of, at least at the time, very comfortable in their skin, very 80s influenced, definitely wear it on their sleeve. And here we are with Bringer of Pain, which is a very 80s influenced album also, but a different kind of 80s sound. So, like, when you listen to, like, you know, a handful of tracks on the album, you talk about schizophrenic. Man, I don't know. I got my thoughts on this one, but Biv, what did you think of Bringer of Pain from Battle Beast?
Well, this is my first experience with them at all, because I was completely unaware of them until you brought them to my attention. You're like, dude, Battle Beast has a new one. I'm like, Battle Beast? Isn't that like a cartoon or something on TV, like where they spin the cars? And, you know, I had no
I think
idea who they were.
He-Man had Battle Beast, didn't he? Like, wasn't that his?
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? So, at any rate, I did look them up, checked them out.
Oh no, it's He-Man and Battle Beast!
And Skeletina. So I listened to this, and to your point, I'm not a female vocalist fan normally. In fact, there's very few that I really like. But the vocals here are awesome. Now, I've not heard their previous works. You have more of a reference point prior to this, but based off of this CD, and this CD alone. Now, if you were with us almost a year ago when we reviewed Shiraz Lane, I had mentioned that if Biv had a house band, that Shiraz Lane could be it, because I really enjoyed the vocals there as well, also female-fronted. But I have to say, they would be fired and replaced by these guys.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this CD, so much so I'm probably going to end up owning it. Straight to the heart, great way to open it. Bringer of Pain, of course. Lost in Wars. Gosh, on and on. I could go on and on. There isn't but maybe 2 filler tracks, maybe 3 on this entire thing. The rest are all, in my opinion, really good to great tracks.
Really? Wow. We're gonna go in 2 separate paths here, my friend.
Yeah, well, but then again, in all fairness, you have a reference point. So you had something, you expected something. We've had this conversation before. You had a set of expectations coming into it based on your previous knowledge and reference points with Battle Beast. I had nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. But like when you listen to like, let's just like listen to a couple of them. Like Straight to the Heart, for example, super catchy, very rock sounding, sing along chorus. Bringer of Pain is a dead up metal song, and I get a very Holy Grail vibe from this song too. You know, Air Raid Siren Scream from Nura, who just rocks that song. Total metal, great track. And then the next song is King for a Day, which is an 80s pop song. It just falls completely flat for me. And you know, Beyond the Burning Skies has its moments, not bad, it's not great, it's okay. Familiar Hell is like one of the first singles, very lordy sounding to me, you know?
I agree. Yep.
And I really dig this song, and it's sugary, sweet, popish with tambourines in the chorus even. But I freaking dig it, and I don't know why. But you know, Lost in Wars is this slow plodding, very industrial sounding song. I think that's a big miss there. Bastard Son of Odin is just first of all, a very cool name for a track. And, you know, back on track a little bit here after songs like Lost in Wars. Cool song title, just cheesy, awful chorus, but I like it. We Will Fight's another atmospheric 80s tinged rocker. It's okay. Dancing in the Beast, what in the hell is that? Very pop and bad pop, like Debbie Gibson trying to be rock bad. It's just,
oh wow,
it's terrible, dude. Far From Heaven, I mean, is that a heart song? What the hell was that? God of War, then, right after those two freaking 80s Debbie Gibson songs, you have a metal track, very Primal Fear sounding. Great song, great vocals, good chorus. The Eclipse I really, really like, you know, really catchy chorus there as well. And then Rock Trash, very airborne sounding, you know, and kind of a cool way to end the album. But again, at the end of the album, I wrote, and you could see my notes, I could share them on the Facebook page. All I wrote was WTF ? At the end of this album, as I listened to it track to track, because I don't know what the fuck to say about it. Like, there are 3 or 4 songs that are metal. The rest of them are, like, a great example is Familiar Hell, who isn't very metal at all, but it's good. Even though it's very popish, it's good pop. You know, I'd rather listen to metal, not pop, but if I'm going to listen to pop, at least make it good. The problem is that Dancing with the Beast and Far From Heaven are shitty pop songs that are on a metal album. And then you follow songs up with that with a metal track like God of War or like Bringer of Pain. It's like, I don't understand. You know, we just had, you know, you're listening to these in segments, but we just reviewed Stryker's most recent album, in which you call that schizophrenic. Holy crap, this is the most schizophrenic album I've heard all year. Like, I don't understand if they're a metal band, if they're a pop band. I don't know what they're doing. So to me, it's very disappointing. Now, to your point, I have a reference point because I've listened to more Battle Beast stuff, but reference point or not, I wanted to hear a metal album, and I didn't get that. I got a metal EP and a pop EP combined onto one album, and to me, it's 6 out of 10. Maybe that's a stretch for me.
Okay, well, in all fairness, let's face it, I think most of the genre that we're going after is that mid 80s sound, right? I mean, that's what Battle Beast is known for, I assume. I mean, I haven't heard the previous material, but more of
the 80s style. Yeah, there's some pop elements to it, but yeah, I mean, it's that kind of Priest, kind of party metal kind of sound, if that makes sense.
And that's my point. Right there is that in the mid 80s, and I know you were like 4, but in the mid 80s, many bands that had a metal track would then follow it up with a pop almost track, a pop metal track. And those albums were done that way back then because while it needed to satisfy the metalheads out there like the guys, it needed to have the pop ballad to satisfy the females or whatever. So this, I guess I was alive during that era. I remember that era really well. So to me, this wasn't that new. It wasn't that different. But I had not heard of Battle Beast CD prior to this, so I didn't have that reference point. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. I'm really surprised. And to be honest with you, Biv, knowing that may be one of the more surprising reviews you've ever given, only because, again, guys, we don't discuss, we discuss what we're going to review, we go our separate ways, and then we talk about it here on the show. So, as I'm doing the review for Battle Beast, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, Biv has to freaking hate this. You know what I mean? Like, I think 6 out of 10 for me is only because I'm a fan of the band. Like, if I had no reference point, it'd probably be a 4 or 5. You know what I mean? So, I'm stunned. I cannot believe you actually gave it the score you did. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. In my world, it's wrong, but I am happy that I was wrong in assuming where you would stand on the album, because I totally had that completely guessed wrong on where you would fit as far as your reviews. But I would challenge you, Biv, at this point, if you're a fan of the band, go back and listen to their self-titled album, Battle Beast, by the way. That's the album that leads off with Let It Roar. My bad. It's not the name of the album, but that's it for self-titled. And even Unholy Savior, which are the 2 albums that were at least prior to Bringer of Pain. Go back and listen to those, and then listen to this, and it may give you an entirely different perspective. But as it stands, it's a metal EP and a pop EP, and combined, it's 6 out of 10. Biv said 8 out of 10. What do you think? If you're a Battle Beast fan...
No, I said 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, 8.5. Holy shit. It just shows I wasn't even listening. So 8.5 for Biv, 6 for me. That's a big difference. Biggest difference we've had in a while. What do you guys think? If you're a Battle Beast fan, let us know on the Facebook page. If not, check it out, because there's a couple tracks worth listening to, but I don't know if it's something I'd rush out and get. I guess Biv's going to, so who knows? Anyway, that's Battle Beast for you.